This is war season, and welcome to identifying your enemies. In the last video, we talked about going to war against yourself. We talked about the internal war. We talked about going to war against your mind, against your heart, and against your soul, and even your body. But in order to do that, you have to identify the enemies in your life. Number one, you are your own worst enemy. It's you who makes the ultimate decisions. It's you who makes the mistakes. It's you who's constantly tripping over yourself, tripping over your bad habits, tripping over, distractions. These are your enemies. First and foremost, your number one enemy in this war is yourself. You're going to war against your own mind and your own heart and your own soul and your own body. But now you need to identify the enemies in your life, the enemies in your mind, heart, soul, and body. You have to identify these enemies because you can't go to war and you can't win a war unless you know who your target is and unless you know what the purpose of targeting that thing is. For example, if you're constantly struggling with going to adult websites and self-pleasure, look into your heart. You're struggling with lust. Lust is one of your enemies. You need to attack that. If you find yourself always being busy, you're constantly giving your time to other people. You're constantly giving your time to things that are not beneficial, constantly on the game, constantly going out and partying, and you're wondering why you're not progressing, go into your mind. You're not focused. Distractions are your enemy. If you find yourself dealing with an insatiable hunger, constantly eating, constantly gorging yourself on food, overindulging yourself in this food, greed and gluttony are your enemy. These are things of the flesh. These are things of this body. You need to attack that enemy. Those are just 3 enemies that I've named off. There could be an entire list of enemies in your life that are inside of you that you need to go through. But once you identify these enemies, you need to attack them ferociously. Attack them with everything you've got. Attack them with every weapon, every strategy that you can possibly think of. And if you fail, you keep moving forward. But this is what you need to do in order to first begin the war. You need to identify your enemies.